Hey, y'all, happy Tuesday. Welcome into the building. It is Trending Topics Tuesday. Glad to see y'all. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, we're going to get into it. Trending Topics. Today's title is The Disrespect. The disrespect. That's what we're talking about today. So, Jonathan Majors, he waited a long time. He had a whole trial last year. 2023 didn't really go his way. He lost a lot of jobs. He was running away from a chick. Where in the world do you run away from the person and you still get charged as guilty? Yeah, he was running away and he got disrespected by the jury, the court, and everything because they slammed the gavel and said guilty. Yeah, they did. So he was trying to avoid jail, and lucky for him, no jail time. But they ordered him 12 months of therapy. And he got to go in person. So really, he's outside, but he's still on lockdown. Because how can you really go on vacation when every week you have to, in person, go see the therapist? So that means you can't Zoom in. You can't call them on the phone. You can't communicate with them via text. You got to follow the rules, and you got to see this person in person. So that means you're on lockdown. You can't leave that state because they ordered for him to have it in the state of LA, right? You got to go to California. So you know what? So that means that you can't leave that state. So they got a job for you somewhere else for one whole year, 365 days. You're on external lockdown. Yeah, he's on restriction, Amy. Come on, you better talk about it. Yes, he is. So you know what? If they don't get you one way, they're going to get you another way. So he's free, but not free. Because he has to go to counseling. He has to go in person. And they said maybe. It is all to be determined. Maybe later on he can do the counseling some other way besides in person. See, he don't know this, but let me tell you, I read between the lines. And in between the lines is if this therapist, because I'm wondering if it's a court-appointed therapist or can you pick your own? Because what if this therapist, you come there and they feel like you still got anger issues? Or you're not cooperating with said therapy? Do they call the judge and say, come get him? Come clink him up? Because he's still angry? How is this going to work? So Jonathan is partial free, in my opinion. It's like 50-50. He's walking on thin ice. Every night he better meditate. He better meditate in the morning. He better woosah. And before he go to that therapist, he need to say 13 prayers. And be calm. And as he go in there in the office, hold the door for people, say thank you, please, all of that. Because if he slip up, he may get locked up. And what was disrespectful about the Jonathan Majors case was girlfriend, Grace showed up. Yeah, he better be prayed up. Come on, Special K. Like Denzel used to say, you better stay prayed up. Listen, listen, girlfriend Grace, she came and showed up for the sentencing and had a whole statement. Yes, she did. She read a whole statement. She was like, you know, he's still Jonathan, he's dangerous. She wanted that man to get cleaned up. She came there and said, this man dangerous. She don't know who he's going to hurt. She said he's still not apologetic. Well, Grace, what about your handcuffs? Because he was running away from you. Are we going to talk about that? You a little dangerous too, girlfriend. You had on heels and you was running after this man. But we gonna move on. The disrespect. Then we got Terrence Howard out here doing the Taraji. Saying, you know, his creative, what's that? Creative, whatever artist agency, something like that. Creative artist agency, CAA. He said they was disrespectful to him. He said the people over there at the Big Bang Theory was getting less viewers per week than they were on Empire, and they was getting paid $2 to $3 million per episode, and he was getting $325,000. That is beyond disrespectful. He said nobody knew their name, but they knew my name. And he said his agency, they was in cahoots with the network and with this one and that one, so they was never going to give him more money. Because the more money they kept, they was keeping in their pocket and not giving it to Terrence. And see the difference between Taraji and Terrence, because I know y'all going to be like, I know, I'm ready for you. Y'all going to be like, but Diva, when it was Taraji, you was like, stop crying, stop there. The difference is Terrence is suing. He not just talking, he's suing. He told the lady, I got a court date soon. I'm taking them to court. He said they owe him $120 million. Terrence not playing. And he said, he 55. He said, I had to go out here and still work because they wanted to rip me off and not give me my money. So now I got to work. Well, join the club, Terrence Howard. Diva got to work too. But I ain't mad at you. Get your money. And Terrence, maybe your lawyers could look over my stuff, see who owes me some money. But in the meantime, Terrence, get your money. I ain't mad at you. Sue the people. He said they owe him $120 million. Get your money, Terrence, because that is mad disrespectful. The disrespect. They was getting $2 to $3 million. You was getting $325,000. And Taraji said your trailer had roaches. That's so disrespectful. Get your money, Terrence. Get your money. Then we got to talk about Madonna. Madonna, somebody tell me how old Madonna is. She in her 60s. Madonna doing this concert now, this tour. And she has this thing in her show where somebody come up on the stage and they vogue or whatever they do, and you put up signs, you give them a 10, you give them whatever. So Ricky Martin was at the concert. He's sitting in the chair having his own internal party. He getting aroused. The men dancing. They voguing. They come, they vogue over with him. One man put his head in his lap, and it drove Ricky Martin crazy. His boink boink started to point up. And I was like, where they do this at? Where they do this at? When back in the day, when Bobby Brown was grinding on the ground by himself at a concert, they wanted to arrest him. I want to say R. Kelly, when they felt he was being too sexual at the concert, they wanted to arrest him. I mean, name the celebrities, the rappers, and the R&B singers who got a little too spicy in their concert, and the cops was saying lewd behavior, this and all that. Come on, Uncle Luke got arrested for that. Y'all better remind the people. Come on, Sasuke. Uncle Luke got arrested for that too. But Madonna, she got a man that got a G-string on, his pants are down, another man in front of him, he humping him from behind, and the other man has his head in Ricky Martin's lap, and all is well. Where the po-po at? And why nobody speaking to her? You had Janet Jackson that had a what you call it, a wardrobe malfunction, and they was ready to cancel her for life because they saw a little boob, and you see more than that now on the regular TV channel. Forget about cable TV. Now the soap operas and just daytime TV, you see the most. I'd be like, whoa, what I got on? What channel is this? You got the kissing, the touching, the hugging, the humping. You seeing boobs, you seeing legs, you seeing it all. On regular television, forget about cable. Come on, you come with Latasha, you come on now, you telling the truth right there. We see it all on social media. So Madonna has a whole concert. Ricky Martin, if he could have ripped off his clothes and got him some right there on the stage, he would have, because he darn near did. He was aroused. And I said, Madonna's getting away with this? You said Tubi out of control. Yeah, I don't have Tubi. You're clutching my pearls. When I saw the video, I said, ooh, Madonna. Where they do that at? But they do it at Madonna's show, and Madonna's getting away with it when others have got clinked up over it. Now, y'all make that make sense. But I'm talking about the disrespect. Madonna has how many kids? And see, we want to just talk about the Diddies of the world. A lot of these entertainers, they low-key messy. Madonna has daughters, she has sons, and she's showing a whole full-blown craziness show instead of a concert. Why can't she got good music. Why can't she just sing her good songs and dance? Well, what's the songs? Like a Virgin, Vogue. She got good music. And instead, because she thinks she could compete with the Taylor Swifts and the Beyoncés and sell out shows like that, Madonna, it's okay. She's falling off chairs and whatnot. Getting herself pumped up, stuck up, shooting all kind of stuff in the forehead, the booty, the legs, the thighs. A BBL. I mean, come on. Madonna. Yeah, Lady Gaga. I don't know what she's trying to do, but she's doing too much. But that show with Ricky Martin, disrespectful. The disrespect. Imagine some people are bringing their kids to these concerts. You thinking you just going to hear Madonna music and Vogue in the audience and just have a ball and have fun. And woo, you got Ricky Martin on stage, can't even control itself. Aroused. It's a mess. It's the disrespect. But again, I just don't understand. If she's allowed to get away with that, they better not say anybody else needs to get arrested over no show. I never forget, Bobby Brown was literally grinding the floor. He didn't have a girl underneath him. He was grinding the floor. and they was ready to clink him up. And Madonna doing a whole lot of mess over there. Anyway, listen, y'all got Madonna tickets? I don't have any, but anywho, we're going to get into this show tonight. It's Trending Topics Tuesday. It's called The Disrespect. Jonathan Majors is on the docket, and he's lucky 2024 has been kind to him. Because 2024 is doing a lot to a lot of celebrities. Their names are being pumped around, thrown around, and accusations. And nobody wants to be connected to Diddy. And Jonathan Majors, he lucked up, honey. Yes, he did. He lucked up because he didn't go to jail. Brandon, I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, Diva. Jennifer and James Crumbley, the first parents. I saw that convicted in a U.S. mass school. Pow Pow was sentenced to at least 10 years in prison. I almost passed out. I said, woo! But see, that's incentive to let these parents out there know if your kid is out there acting a fool in these streets, you are liable. You are responsible. Thank you for that, Brandon. I appreciate you. They're going to jail because they knew their son something wasn't right and wasn't wrong. And I want to say this is the case where the mother was pretty much like, yeah, it's okay, do it, or something like that. And knowing their kid, allow their kid to have a pow. Can't even drive. What the heck is going on with this world? Yeah, they made examples of them. And now, because y'all didn't control your kid, now y'all going to see what it's like behind bars. Good luck. This has got to be history where a whole family is locked up. The mother, the father, and the son. Rebels, thank you. I saw that too. Anoki and her boyfriend split up. That was her sugar daddy. And she was only broke up with him because the internet found out. The streets found out. If the streets didn't know, she would still be with him. Streets found out. And she got shamed into dropping her boyfriend. Go back, honey. And nobody else seems to have any shame anymore. Yeah, that mother was a mess. The mother used to laugh and tell him the voices he was hearing were ghosts. Well, now she got a lot to think about from behind bars because now he really is not going to even get any visits from his family because his family is locked up too. This case is actually extremely sad, that case. I couldn't do it today because it was just too sad. Too sad. Oh, E, see, E, you don't do that to me, E. E, don't do that to me. You wrong for that. Now, you know I can't deal with the kids now. Don't do that. I can't do it with the Combs kids. I don't know why my heart breaks for the Combs kids, but it does. Twins are gorgeous. It's 7 kids. Don't do that, E. Why you do that? Y'all know what I need in the chat? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Trending Topics Tuesday, and it's called The Disrespect. And we got to bring the people on in the building because we got stuff to talk about. If you're new over here, our theme is catch the train, don't catch feelings. The way you catch the train is you hit the like button and then you become a passenger, and that is your ticket. So catch the train, people. Don't catch feelings. Buckle your seatbelt because we got some things to talk about, and I'm going to go ahead and bring the people on in the building. Hold on now. We're going to bring the people in the building. 1 second now. Hey, Leo.
Hey, Diva, I'm getting my Vogue on. Vogue.
In Pose. Come on now. Come on now. Yes. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo, Katrina.
Choo-choo.
Come on
Choo-choo. Choo-choo.
Bring the people in the building. Hey, Shan. Hey, Julius. Hey, Tay-Tay.
Hey.
Choo-choo.
Come on now. Hey, listen, we're in the building. Y'all hit that like button for the Diva. Hit the like button. So we're going to start out with Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors found himself in the pickle. Yeah, he did. He had a girlfriend. And like a lot of men do, see, you know what? He needs to be the poster child to these men that if you're done with a relationship, be a big boy and tell the person that you're done. Don't go out there cheating on them. Because you could end up like Jonathan Majors. And I ain't doing no, I'm not into violence over here. You can also end up not being here anymore because people, you don't play with matters of the heart. Don't play with matters of the heart. It's not cool. So Jonathan Majors, he did a whole interview saying his biggest mistake with Grace was he knew he should have left, but he didn't. He said that if I wasn't there that night, if I was only man enough to tell her it was over. No, dude, now you in trouble. He had him another boo thing. And while he was out with Grace, the boo was like, babe, where you at? You coming over? Am I going to see you tonight? And so Grace allegedly had a little toasty, because they went out for drinks. And she looking over like, who that? Who you talking to? And she went to grabbing the phone. And that grab of the phone changed his whole life. He lost jobs. This man was on the trajectory to be the next biggest thing in Hollywood. He got a body on him. I don't think he got an ounce of fat on his body. Okay, got a body on him. He got his own style of dress. He didn't have the social media. He was doing his own thing. And he had about 7 projects in the works. He better ask somebody. That wasn't easy to have because you got Taraji and them out here saying they ain't got no work. And this man has 7 projects in the works. They was about to make, what's that darn, the spin-off? They was about to make Creed 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. He was in the Marvel family. It ain't easy to get in the Marvel family. Not when you black. No, it's not. How many black superheroes do you know of? It ain't easy to get in the Marvel family. He was in. And they was going to make a whole series based on his character. And all cause he couldn't tell a chick, I'm done with you. His whole life changed. Every project went out the door. He had an army commercial. Be all you can be. He lost it all in the blink of an eye because he didn't want to tell a girl it was over. So he was found guilty. And then, he was waiting his sentencing. He tried to go back to the courts and said, please throw it out. They was like, no. And he could have faced jail time. So he's lucky that this was the year of the eclipse and we had a whole earthquake out here. And guess what? It rolled in his favor. Because instead of him being cleaned up behind bars right now, he just got to go to counseling. Now, I'm going to tell him, roll easy. Roll easy. Because if you mess up in this counseling, it may be problematic for you. Okay, so let me X out of there. And listen. I don't know what's going on with him and this Megan Good, but look at Megan still by his side. She got her hair pulled back. She's looking calm and whatnot. She's standing by her man. You the type that want to stand by your man? Talk to Megan Good. Let's just look at this for a minute.
How do you feel about the sentence? Jonathan, how do you feel about the sentence? Was it fair? Will you be back, Jonathan?
Will you be back?
Grace, how did it go today? How are you feeling?
Now, what's Grace smiling about?
Mr. Majors, you okay with the sentence? Any comment on the sentence?
Jonathan,
What do you want to say to your daughter about this?
Not what you want to say to your daughter.
Any comment at all? Did you find the sentence fair?
Jonathan, we happy with the outcome?
Well, honey, silence is golden, huh? Because he ain't say a word. Woo! All right, so Jonathan Majors sentenced to probation, avoiding jail time in domestic violence case. So actor Jonathan Majors was sentenced to probation but avoided jail time Monday after assaulting his ex-girlfriend in a high-profile case that derailed the once promising star's career. He's 34. The 34-year-old star of Creed 3 and other films had faced up to a year behind bars after he was convicted of misdemeanor assault by a Manhattan jury in December 2023. Listen, I will say this. This was his first offense. And I think for first offense, it was definitely fair that they gave him kind of intervention program. So the judge also ordered that Majors to complete a 52-week in-person batterers intervention program. He also has to continue with his mental health therapy. Following the verdict, Majors was immediately dropped by Marvel Studios, which had recast him as Kang the Conqueror, a role envisioned as the main villain in the entertainment's Empire movies and television shows for years to come. So because he didn't want to tell a girl that I don't want you no more, he lost years of income. Can the men wake up? Somebody do a town hall with the men. A lot of these men are getting hung up with these ladies. A lot of these athletes, they are pushing out and throwing out the window thousands and thousands of their income because they want to lay down with a chick with no protection, and now they $30,000-$40,000 a month in the child support. The convention stemmed from an altercation last March in which Major's then girlfriend Grace Jabari accused him of attacking her in the backseat of a Shepherd car, saying he hit her head with his open hand, twisted her arm behind her back, and squeezed her middle finger until it fractured. Majors claimed the 31-year-old British dancer was the aggressor, flying into a jealous rage after reading a text message from another woman on his phone. He maintained he was only trying to regain his phone and get away from Jabari safely. The jury ultimately convicted him of one assault charge and a harassment violation, though acquitted him on a different assault charge of aggravated harassment. Majors was originally slated to be sentenced in February, but his lawyers sought to dismiss the conviction. A Manhattan judge denied the motion last week. Majors had hoped his 2-week criminal trial would vindicate him and restore his status in Hollywood. In a television interview shortly after his conviction, he said he deserves a second chance. And I believe he does. As he eagerly anticipates closing this chapter, he looks forward to redirecting his time and energy fully toward his family and his art. Major's lawyer said in a statement last week after losing their bid to have the conviction tossed out. But the 34-year-old California native and Yale University graduate still faces other legal hurdles. Last month, Jabari filed a civil suit in Manhattan federal court, accusing the act of assault, battery, defamation, and inflicting emotional distress. She claims Majors subjected her to an escalating incidents of physical and verbal abuse during their relationship, which lasted from 2021 to 2023. 2 years of hell, and he lost everything. Majors' lawyers have declined to respond to the claims, saying only that they are preparing to file counterclaims against Jabari. The actor had his breakthrough role in the 2019's The Last Black Man in San Francisco. He also starred in the HBO horror series Lovecraft Country, which earned him an Emmy nomination and as the nemesis to fictional boxing champ Adonis Creed in the blockbuster Creed 3. As for Marvel, a looming question remains whether the studio will recast the role of Kang or pivot in a new direction. Major's departure was among a recent series of high-profile setbacks for the vaunted superhero factory, which has earned an unprecedented $30 million worldwide from 33 films. And honey, Grace Jabari was there, and she pretty much said, you know what, he needs to be locked up because he's still dangerous. That's what Jabari said. That's what Grace said. Leo, what are your thoughts?
What's up, everybody? Look, this is a cautionary tale, ain't it? Mm-hmm. It is a cautionary tale. It's on several different levels. It is about the fact that he was in this relationship. he probably has had some questionable behavior in past relationships. So I'm not in disagreement with him being in therapy, right? I'm not in disagreement with that. The stringent terms of it will affect his money for the next year. He can't fly out to the set somewhere and try to work a job and things like that. But he can still earn money as long as if they hire him per se. That's another level too. I don't think he is totally out the door, totally blacklisted in Hollywood. Because look, if they let Charlie Sheen back, they'll let him back. So I don't think that it is over for him, but it's definitely a cautionary tale about you standing on business and you being able, as a grown man, to say this relationship is over. Now let's get to this young lady. And I say that loosely. So the fact that she's not going to let it go, and y'all, she is not going to let this go. She showed up and gave an impact statement about how she wanted him to go to jail. And that's only because he was not crying behind her, and he moved quickly on to bigger and better. So she is really upset with the fact that he went straight and got him another woman. Within weeks, he was with somebody else.
Well, he was kind of with her when they was together, but I'm feeling.
But let's keep it, yeah. So let's keep it a buck. He probably was hollering at her while he was with her. So she's extremely upset. So he didn't lose his freedom. But if he doesn't get another attorney, I hope he don't have this same attorney representing him. He get ready to dig deep into his pockets to get rid of this girl. Because she ain't getting ready to let it go. She is not going to let it go. He will have to give her, not have to, but if he get him another attorney, he might not have to give her no money. But if he keep this same attorney, he possibly will have to dig deep in his pockets to be able to get this woman off his back. I just tell you, it's a cautionary tale. If you don't make babies with them and you ready to get rid of them, you might be able to get rid of them. But you make babies, you can't get rid of them. You get a woman like this one here, she bit into his back and won't let go.
No. He's really lucky she never got pregnant. Good God.
That's the same thing I was thinking, Diva.
He's very lucky.
And you know what? She mad about that too. Because what if Megan Good starts spitting out babies? She really gonna be hot.
She gonna pass away wherever on the spot, when she hear the news, she gonna pass out, and she probably try to sue him again.
She probably will, and she feel like she done missed the golden goose, and she get ready to come for hers. I can't stand her. I really can't stand it. But it's a cautionary tale once again. Don't necessarily lay down with these women and think you're going to come up clean, especially when you got something to lose and you deal with people who have nothing to lose.
That part right there. Whoa, you said a word. Leo, do me a favor. Go around for me. I'll be right back.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Okay, Opinion. What you got for us? I know you get ready to school us.
Listen here. He got the best of both worlds because he needed a little therapy. So this therapy won't help him. It would actually help him. He need a little therapy to work through his issues, his problems, get himself together. This is a cautionary tale to everybody out there. When you are done, be done. Let these people know that you're done and be done with them. Cut those strings. Don't leave them dangling, hangling, none of that, okay? Cut them. Cut them off. Cold turkey. Trust me, it's going to be the best thing you ever do. Don't turn up and be another Jonathan Majors. He was extremely lucky. I am glad that he didn't get no jail time because it would have been a travesty to see this grown man running through the streets of New York and get clanked up. I'm going to need Grace to go back to the UK where she came from and find her another sucker. Okay, this sucker has moved on to bigger and better things. I'm going to need you to find you another sucker. He no longer wants you. Don't let a man tell you twice he don't want you.
I feel you in my opinion. Where is immigration? Okay, Felicia, what you got for us?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
You know, there's a lot going on here. We've talked about this a couple of times. But one thing we know for sure about Grace is her dancing career has gone nowhere. She probably hasn't been in a performance, had an audition, had a job, an opportunity in over maybe 18 months, 2 years. We also know that Grace has a major drinking problem. So when I heard the news about the sentencing, I learned from Diva that Grace was present in the court. No, she wasn't there via Zoom. She didn't fax over a statement. She didn't email a PDF. No, she was present in the courtroom. So I think she wanted to shake things up in real ways. And in her impact statement, I'm quite confident most of you know what an impact statement is. You know, you as the victim, you get to say a few things about the person. And Grace went on to tell the judge that he's not sorry. And he's going to do it again. And he is a dangerous man. This coming from a drunk and a would-be dancer. So now, on the same day, Grace filed a civil suit against Mr. Majors. So before, she gave us a little bit about that text thing where she said he was telling her, don't go to the hospital because they're going to do X, Y, Z. Well, now, in her latest claim, she says that Majors started hitting her head against a marble floor while strangling her until she felt she could no longer breathe. Yet, if we got it right, she boarded an aircraft with that man and left the UK to come live with him in New York. And he didn't have a problem with it. He said he loved her. So love shows up in the courtroom and says, you need to put his blankety blank in the jailhouse, lock him up. And she probably was drunk when she said it. Yep. So, yeah, it is a cautionary tale for everyone. You shouldn't be in a relationship that you know is a problem, that is physically a problem. He was very blessed and very lucky. Now, some people say, well, I didn't think he was going to get jail time. Well, 52 weeks of having to go in-person counseling, to me, is a major restriction on my freedom. He also had to submit his DNA. Did you all hear that? This wasn't a great case that I know of. This wasn't a missing person. Somebody got assaulted and there was all of this. No, he had to submit his DNA. And he was also told that he is to continue to not have any contact with Grace. So I don't know what his future looks like, because in a civil suit, I gather somebody's got to have some kind of contact with Grace. But this is very, very sad. And I hope the younger folks out here are paying attention to how this criminal justice system is moving. Yes, we saw the video with him running block after block after block. Yeah, we believe him that he was trying to get away from her. We believe him, yeah, he should have left away, but it didn't matter. And for the next year plus, he has to be very careful. They told him he's not allowed to have a firearm. He's not allowed to leave, period, without getting his therapy in. So I guess he'll go away for 4 days or so. And, you know, he has to stay in prayer, and he can't lose his temper with anyone, because he will then be clink. Because if I run into him, I'm gonna say, no, he out of order. Let me call the popo. Okay. So he's very vulnerable, and he's very dumb, because I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. He didn't have the right lawyer from the very beginning. I'm done.
All right. Thank you so much, Felicia. Sebastian.
Leo, I know what you did, Leo. I know exactly what you did.
No, I ain't do nothing. What you talking about?
You should have went from, in my opinion, to E, but okay. I'm happy for Jonathan Majors, even though this is still not victory in my opinion. He should have been acquitted. I hold the opinion that this man is completely innocent. He did not deserve to get a guilty sentence. Regardless, he's on probation, and that is true. Regardless of that, he's not out. He's not in Rikers. That's very good. I know a lot of people keep talking about a black man and stuff like that. Well, it was a fellow black man that locked him up. His name is District Attorney, the District Attorney of Manhattan. I forgot his name. Alvin Bragg. Yes, that's the Manhattan DA. So, not all skin folk is kinfolk. Jonathan did not do anything wrong. He's completely innocent. I've noticed on social media a lot of black women, probably dissatisfied black women who can't manage to be in a relationship, are so all upset about this. Some are saying he's unstable. He's a danger to society. But yet they're just doing this because they just wish that they were in the place of Megan Good, who is top tier, gorgeous, great. She's Megan's a lot. They just want to, be all in their feelings, and it's okay. It's completely fine. Grace, I don't know. I feel as if, why is she still here in the US? That's my thing. Why is she still here? She I don't think she has the right to be here at this point. Why is she still here?
She probably has a work visa.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's probably true.
And she's a victim of a crime.
Okay. A victim of a crime. I agree. I understand. She said she was a victim of crime, but yet we saw those fingers put her hair in a bun, even though they were broken. But we're just gonna let that go away. We're gonna let that slide. Get out of here, Grace. Get out of my city. Get out of my city. My home city. Get out of it. Get out.
Okay, Sebastian. Thank you so much. E.
Love you, Leah.
Love you back.
Testing. Can everybody hear me?
1, 2, 3, check, Mike. Mike, check. Gotcha.
Right. Boom. There it is. So I want to talk from a single woman's perspective, because I hear what my baby brother just said. However, a lot of single women are single because we are dissatisfied with the dating pool. And the statistics show single women live longer and happier lives than those who are married and have children. It just shows that. And I want us to also be clear. It's not that women are bitter because we don't want to support. We don't want to be involved. Anytime a black man is arrested and the notion is, he doesn't deserve that, people expect black women to come to his defense. But how many black men were out there for Shanquella Robinson? How many of them went down to Mexico and started marching? See, the equilibrium is thrown off here. And I want to coin a new phrase tonight, because we often say here, don't let a man tell you twice he don't want you. Well, ladies, don't walk away empty-handed. That's what I say. Let's make that a phrase. Now, let me bring this train to the next stop. because Grace may be a drunk. She may be a bad dancer, and she may suffer from memory loss. I'm not going to, I'll agree with that. But we also know that Jonathan has a temper problem. His former co-workers have said it. People who he has worked with years it's been documented. This person is nasty. He gaslights people. He gaslit this woman and wasted her time. So because in spite of all of Grace's negative attributes, he picked her. This is the woman he wanted. So if this is a cautionary tale, I hope the European women are listening. Dating a lot of Black men require unreasonable and bizarre emotional, physical, and spiritual labor. So beware. He got probation. Lucky him. His prayer warriors and God blessed him to keep his freedom. And he's able to retain his voice. He can speak out and do all the interviews he wants from the other side of the bars. I say count it all joy. Now, as far as the movie roles that he lost, rubbish. I am not interested in that. One thing I am cheering for, I hope that lady gets all the Mario coins she can get out of Jonathan. Oh, yes, I'm for the girls tonight. And yesterday during the Potomac Review, someone mentioned Martin Luther sleeping around on Coretta. And God bless our heroes, but it got me to thinking. When a man says, be my Coretta Scott King, it means let me cheat in peace and stick around.
Oh
Stick
my.
around. Because personally, I don't ever want to hear a man say, be my Coretta Scott King. I for sure will not. I will be your Jada Pinkett before I be your Coretta Scott. I will be your Lorena Bobbitt before I be your Coretta Scott. You have to find somebody else to do it because this is embarrassing. And if the rumors are true that Megan was the one texting Jonathan that night, and that's what sent Grace into a tailspin, then I can totally understand why Megan is showing up to every court appearance. Because if it's anything other than that, it's self-sabotage. This won't get Megan anywhere except some more roles on BLK, BET, and Zeus. This ain't cute to the mainstream Black sister. Mm-mm.
Okay. Thank you, E. But I got a question. So E, and I'm just asking this in general, right? So is there any redemption in your eyes for Jonathan Majors?
Yes, I think he has a daughter. And I think speaking out on women's rights and things for women, being an advocate and some admission, the news story that he did or wherever he went, was it Good Morning America, wherever he went to do that interview. And he said, I should not have stayed so long. And, I want him to come out and say, I was wrong. I am sorry. I'm going to do better. Women are queens. And don't just tramp around here with this Black woman after the white woman has you hemmed up on charges. Stop. Megan is being used as an anchor. This doesn't make me feel any sort of redemption. Is he going to write a movie about women and the struggles that we face? Is he going to put some unknown Black actresses in some movies? Since he can't be in any movies for a while, who is he going to recommend? Who is he going to put on? There can be some redemption. He is not beyond redemption, but don't anchor this Black woman in front of me and make it look like, oh, this is in my best interest. Anything related to Jonathan Majors is not in my best interest. It's rubbish.
And so I am on, I feel you, E, as far as Black women coming through to cape for the justice of the Black man, right? Correct. We have always come through ready to protest, ready to stand on the courthouse steps. We are ready to march the streets for our Floyds, okay? For our Michael Browns, okay? For what's my man that was in Ohio? Minnesota. That got pow by the police in the car, and his girlfriend put it on Facebook Live. Okay.
Oh, that was sad. Yes.
Oh, the one that the woman called the police.
Philando Castile. We are ready to come through. But at a point in time, a lot of times we get tired of caping for them and they ain't caping for us.
Come on, Leo.
So I understand that point of view.
But this ain't that case.
It ain't. It's not that
case.
It
is for me.
But Jonathan Majors did do something different than others have done. Was we seen him fleeing the scene. What we actually seen him do was he did what society lets him know that he needs to do to preserve his freedom and not get caught up in no altercation with this Claire woman out here in the streets of New York. So he went beyond, above and beyond to not be caught up, and still got caught up.
Couldn't run fast enough. Choo choo.
Still got caught up. So I ain't gonna drag
Terrence
man.
can't hate for no women neither, because he gonna feel bitter because it's a woman that got him here. Choo choo.
Chill. All right, Jules, you're up.
He's been adjudicated, correct?
Yes.
So, what's her problem now? Because if I'm going to be frank, okay, I'm shaking the train. Because I can't take this little heifer anymore. Was she not running after him? Was she not flickering her hair with no problem? You know, with the specific hand that was supposed to be broken? Was she was told countless times to leave him alone, even by the people in that circle? But what did she do? She followed him. He didn't want to be bothered with her. If he's toxic, she is too. Because I actually know actual people who was affected by DV. In my view, and because of the experience that I have, not, in my own romantic life, but others around me, they're both aggressors. So she needs to miss me with her little civil suit. Yes, I'm saying that. She needs to miss me with that whole little civil suit, because all that is a dang tantrum. You wanted to ruin him. You did. He's not working in any movies right now. He barely has any income coming in. What do you want him to be? 12 feet under? Is that when you're going to stop? Sorry for being so deep and all of that, but it's just I've been reflecting about this case. Now, I'm not a Jonathan Majors fan. He got lucky. He got lucky for a first-time offender, and I want to make this a point. For a first-time offender, Black man. When do you know a first-time offender, Black man, in a case like this, gets off with a slap on the wrist? I'll wait until I see them statistics, but it ain't gonna matter because there's no statistics to point to the other side. He got lucky. Even though his lawyer was reckless, she did her job enough to where he only got probation. She needs to look in the mirror, do some internal work on herself, and she needs to heal, and she needs to figure out who she is. Because right now, she as well is showing that she is the aggressor as well. Because we all seen the footage. That footage is still ingrained in my mind. So she can miss me with her sob story. Because it's majorly inconsistent.
You're on mute, Diva.
Thank you, Julius. I want you to continue for me, Leo, but let me just read this super chat. Espar, thank you for the super chat. There has never been any proof of MLK cheated on Coretta. The only source that states this is the same source that unalived him and has gone through great lengths to discredit his legacy, the feds, U.S. government. I appreciate the super chat and I appreciate the information. Thank you so much. All right. Thanks, Leo. You're doing a good job. Can you mind continuing?
No problem. Got you. Okay, Tay Tay, you better give me my money. What you got?
I ain't gonna get her nothing of my money right there because one, you are toxic, and two, don't let a man tell you once or twice. All I said, she better go to the right, to the right. Don't come over to my town either. I'm with Sebastian. Don't come over here either at my hometown. You better go back to where you came from.
So you say they need to call immigration because she got to go.
Yeah, call the ambulance on her too.
Come on to
Yeah.
Atlanta. We got a place for you.
Or actually, don't go to MIP, her hometown, because she don't want to go over there. No, she better go to back her hometown. Here you go. I'm cleaning my hand on her. Bye, Grace. And tell them I feel bad for Megan too, because all I say, Megan, you better run, girl. You better run before you be next to. And tell them that Jonathan Mayo, he better go to continue therapy, because he don't. History gonna repeat again. That's all.
Damn, Tay Tay, damn.
You right, Tay. If that counseling does not stick, she may see the remnants of what Miss Jabari had to deal with. So we hope for her that for that 1 year that he stays in therapy and he got to show up in person for 52 weeks, that probably be the best year of their relationship. All right. Thank you, Tay. All right, Katrina.
Yeah, welcome, Leo.
Hello, y'all. I'm with y'all, but the thing about it is, I think Megan's gonna be gone within the next 2 or 3 weeks. I think she was just a little arm candy that he needed to beat that case. That lady, she's mad simply because the reason is a black woman took your man. You got nothing out of it. She's a high price. I mean, she's a high price celebrity, but she's a celebrity, and you're mad because you didn't get nothing out the deal that you thought you was gonna get out the deal, and you want vengeance because you feel like he did whatever he did to me, and she feels like he got away with it. But actually, he didn't get away with it because he's out. You free, but you really ain't free. So basically, you like on house arrest. You like on state arrest because you can't leave the state. You can't do anything. So the only thing they did for you is, I'm quite sure he got to pay. Probation fees or something like that. So you just paying to stay out of jail. But we'll see how it goes. But I don't think Megan gonna stick around. I think she was just with him for that case. But we'll see. That's all I got, y'all.
All right. Thank you, Katrina.
You're welcome.
Thank you, guys. So we'll go right into the next story, and let's do Terrence Howard, because Terrence is talking similar stuff to like Megan Good, right? Terrence is pretty much saying he did not get his due right pay, but the difference with Terrence is he's suing his agency. He wants them to pay. He said he got to go to court, and he said he's still in these streets working because they did him dirty. So let me share a screen really quickly here. Let me see. First, we'll hear Terrence talk.
That's a lot of money. That should have been.
Well, let's go to another one.
I'm just saying.
CAA, Creative Artists Agency, they represented me.
Mm-hmm.
They also represented some of the people from Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
They also did the deal with Fox.
Mm-hmm.
My show was with Fox. The people from Big Bang was with Fox.
Mm-hmm.
We had 28 million viewers. They had 11 million viewers.
Wow.
They were getting $2 million, damn near $3 million an episode, those white kids that had no name recognition, no Oscar nominations, none of that. We have 28 million viewers, and these jokers are paying me $325,000 an episode. And I'm like, every year I'm asking my agents, what's going on? I didn't know that the packaging deal, my agents were incentivized to keep my pay low, so they'll go to Fox and say no, and they'll say no themselves because they were producers. They owe me over $120 million based on what would have been
What she
paid
should
to
have made.
white
Yeah.
counterparts.
Yeah.
So now I'm in the process of suing them
Mhm.
about it. And when I asked them about it, about my money, they sent me a check for $666.
Wait.
$666 to say
Wait.
$666 exactly.
What?
Not saying where it's from. So I was like, oh, y'all trying to threaten me.
Look, that's a marketing piece. No,
This is a threat. This is a
marketing
threat
piece right
right
there.
here. And y'all
Wow.
think I'm
That's
scared? You
so
think I'm gonna be quiet about this? Because I wonder what you're doing to every other Black
Yeah.
artist.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's
How
a
do
lot
you
of-
how do you negotiate $2 million for a white cat and negotiate $325,000 for a black cat that has 3 times what the white cat is getting? They were getting $750,000 for a 30-second spot
What?
for advertisement. That's what you get for bigger sometimes than the Super Bowl. And they were getting that every week.
Wow.
From us, but they were incentivized, and that's why packaging deals were illegal. But now I'm waiting to go to court now to deal with CAA concerning that stuff. And they're like, oh, don't you want to work in a business? No, I want my money so I don't have to work. That's the whole point of working. I wanted to retire so I can do what I got to do.
Oh my God! So this is important to know.
Going on,
yeah, because I know you've heard.
I had to get back on the
Taraji
stroll.
and That
CAA.
that's a lot of money that should have been.
Well, let's figure.
Ooh, he wants them to run him his money. Leo, your thoughts?
Like Tay say, where's my money? Give me my money. Okay. He said he got to get back on the stroll, which means he back on the whole stroll. Okay. That's what that means. He has to come through. He has to do what he needs to do to take care of his family. So you see him with the wig on. So that lets you know he right in there still doing what he got to do. But them people still owe him. And I understand the correlation and how he's connecting. He connected with me on that. He is letting me know this particular agency negotiated top dollar for these other clear people. But when it came to me, they ain't negotiate at all. They gave me crumbs. For a top show that had 28 million. And remember when Empire came out, we was glued to the screen. Glued to the screen on network TV. It was prime time, had to be there, watch TV. And check it. Ain't nothing happened since then for network TV. Not Bravo, not nobody has put down what Empire put down that first season. Diva, I watched it recently, like a few months ago. That first season was so good. It was so good.
Everything.
It was everything. And them people ain't get paid. Shame on them. Shame on these people that they did not get the money that they was worth. Because, Terrence been nominated for all types of awards. Taraji been nominated for an Oscar. Like, y'all need to stop playing in people's faces and pay them their worth. And I am so glad that Terrence Howard started to put his on paper and stand on business and say, look it, y'all gonna pay me my money and y'all gonna pay me what I'm worth, and I'm here for it.
Come on now. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Listen here, Terrence said instead of talking about it, I'm gonna be about it. He stood on business, he's suing their behinds. And I think it's an insult of them sending him a $660 check. I would have told them, I don't want your hush money. Okay, you can keep that because I plan on getting my millions. Okay, run me my money.
And no, but it wasn't hush money. What they was telling him was,
shut up.
Shut up and take these chump chains. That's what they were telling him.
Because
and
if you don't shut up,
no, I will not run me my money.
You ain't getting nothing.
Let me tell you something. I feel like this is what I wanted Taraji to do. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sitting up there crying about it, telling us about it, be about it.
Right.
You got your business. Go get your paper. Okay? So many times we sit here and talk about who has done us wrong instead of getting out there and getting what you deserve. So no matter what you think, get out there and get what you deserve. If somebody owe you something, get your money, okay? You are entitled to your money. Get your money.
Yeah, I agree with you in my opinion. I agree with both of you. E, you're up.
Like I said, I'm here for the girls tonight, and I love what Terrence is doing. My only critique is that I wish he would have invited Taraji to be part of this suit, even though it's not for Empire, because I don't think she sung on that show. But I wish he would have spoke up for his Empire sister more when she was just speaking up and talking about the color purple, because it is hard for Black women speaking up. And I want all these Black actors and actresses, male and female, to band together and file a class action suit against the studios and whoever else. Because how much money did Taraji really get for her vocals when her and Terrence did, what's that movie called? Hustle and Flow. It's hard out here for a pimp. That's still in rotation. I don't play
they
it,
didn't
but I
get
know
nothing because they labeled the song with their character's name, so the characters is getting the money.
Ghosts are getting the money. So Terrence is right. These agents, producers, and all of these Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey offspring have an invested interest to lowball Black performers so they can continue to skim the money off top, underpay folks so they can overwork them and overextend them on several projects at once. It's being revealed. And I do want to say this because I know Taraji didn't file the suit, and I know, it's hard for some people to really stand in the paint because everybody is not strong-willed and strong-minded. But, when Black women do come out, we do face more scrutiny than others, because what comes to mind is when Kelly Rowland said, no, I'm not going to be in this dressing room. I'm not putting up with this. I'm leaving. And how much backlash she faced for that. You get what I'm saying? So when Black women do put our foot down and say, no, this is not acceptable, this is what I want, it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes the plane lands, sometimes it doesn't. But I do want all of the actors and actresses to get everything that they were robbed of. Oh, thank you, Shirley. If he did, I would. Thank you. Thank you. I stand corrected.
All right. Sebastian, you're up.
He absolutely should get paid his fair share.
Mm-hmm.
The same way he should pay his fair share to the federal government. Yes. 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 It needs to be done. Mm-hmm. And I know we all are saying he's probably going to get a lump sum check.
Mm-hmm.
And that check deserves to be garnished.
Oh my gosh.
For the back taxes, since he said he don't pay in the past 10 years. It deserves to be garnished. Mm-hmm. One thing I do know about these actors and actresses, I believe they're self-contractors, so they get a 1099. Mm-hmm. Not an actual W-2 where the company takes the little check, does the withholding for them. So therefore, they're the ones responsible for claiming the right amount. I just hope he pays his fair share. If he's gonna get his fair share, he deserves to pay his fair share.
Thank you, Sebastian. I appreciate you. Felicia, you up?
All right, congratulations. I didn't understand earlier that Terrence actually had filed a lawsuit. Mm-hmm. I know it takes great bravery to go out and do that. And so I support that. When you make those moves and you put your stuff in writing and you say, no, you have done X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I agree with thee. There should be a class action lawsuit out here. We heard from Gabrielle Union, she ain't getting paid. Yeah. We heard from Taraji, she ain't getting paid. Yeah. Danielle wasn't really paid and she wasn't fed either. She had to go get her own Popeyes. There's just these stories all in the industry about these folks not getting paid. So you got the folks who are celebrity actor, actress adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mr. Combs' chef, she wasn't getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
The nanny didn't get paid. Lil Rodney didn't get paid.
Mm-mm.
So these folks is in this industry giving you all this face. They're all on these television shows and they go on the TikTok or they're out there with TMZ and they're giving you an image that is completely fraudulent. Because at the end of the day, they're not getting paid. And as Sebastian said, and I do agree, they're not paying their taxes. Okay? So things have to change. So hopefully they will come together and they will put out a class action and they will reset how they are compensated for their craft and their abilities. But in the meantime, they're not going to get any EBT. They're not getting SNAP. They're not going to get the $2,500 to the migrants. So they may have to go do a GoFundMe page.
Honey, not
I'm just okay, let's just bring it down to ground level. When you are amongst family members and they start talking about they don't have no money, that means the rent is due. Can we go back to Christian? Because you remember he was out there right before Christmas, drunk off that Hennessy, showing us that Apple pen, talking about, he went around the police station. He went to the police station. He was doing all this stuff. Yeah, Diva crying, upset.
Are you talking about Christian Keys?
Yes, I am. And then he got his money.
Got me choking on my
He's opened his
kombucha.
business, and he's moved on. So there's a reality that they don't have the fallback.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they have to fight back. So let them all fight back together so that this story isn't being repeated 2-3 decades from now.
Right.
So congratulations to him, and I wish him well.
Diva, can you highlight that comment?
Which one?
Jamie Benson, $578,000. Woo!
Mm-hmm. That's how much he owes the government. Uh-huh.
And he's walking out in these streets, shaking my head.
Mm-hmm.
But they out to get here the regular schmegular person who owes $10K. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Julius, you're up.
Someone need to tell Cat Williams he needs to do a defamation lawsuit as Money Mike because that hair was giving me Money Mike vibes. I don't know if it was giving y'all Money Mike vibes, but it was giving me Money Mike vibes. I just had to get that joke out the way. He can't talk about people not paying him, but is he not paying Uncle Sam though? Quit being a hypocrite, boy. Bye.
Thank you, Julius. Tay, you're up.
Oh, I say you better have my money. I want my money now, and I want cash in my hand. I will sue you according to the law. Don't play with me. I want my money. Not tomorrow, not the day after. I want it today. Don't play with me. And I said, congratulations to Terrance to get his money back. Hallelujah. That's all.
Thank you, Tay. Katrina, you're up.
I hope he get his money, but he need to hire Tay. Maybe she can get his money for him. I hope he do get his money. He need to call you, Tay, because you don't be playing. You like a mob boss. But yeah, hopefully he get his money, because I don't know what he had going on with that wig. With that wig, I don't know if he want to sing "Stay Alive" or "Tonight Is the Night," but he need the money, so that wig got to go. But anyway, I hope he get his money. That's all, y'all.
Thank you, Katrina. Hey, Mr. Hobson, you're up. You're on mute.
My bad. Good evening, everybody. Hi, Sebastian. Hi, Diva.
Hey.
You know what? It's really sad that in this day that we still are like having this conversation about wage disparities in Hollywood. Like, it's like the same telltale story. Like, I was reading an article and it was really, really funny to me yesterday where they were saying that Black content doesn't sell. And I was like, what? I'm like, well, that's kind of funny because I'm like, these production companies have been making millions and billions off of our Black content for decades. It was to me that when I was reading the article, it was so laughable. Like in big print, it was like, well, I guess they feel like Black content is a phase, or it's not. It like I said, it was very laughable when I read this topic. I'm like, wow, okay, so how about pay everyone their fair share? I just always felt like, look, I'm old school. If you do the work, especially if you do a great job, it should be fair pay, period. Like, I don't understand why we, especially as Black content creators, Black actors, Black actresses, hell, even some Black producers have to still fight for a seat at the table. Like, it shouldn't, in my opinion, just be like a few that are at the table like Spike Lee or Tyler Perry. It should be more at the table. Like, it's just too much brilliance, Black excellence and Black brilliance out here. It's just sad. I hope he get his money. I hope all the actors and actresses that are fighting for equal pay, equal wage should get their share. Period.
Yeah, I agree with you. They should get their fair share. Woo! All right. Well, Terrence Howard is fighting the fight. We're going to see how this goes down. His agency is CAA agency. I don't know if Taraji had the same agency, because remember, she did also say that she fired her agency, got a new agency, but the new agency did it just as dirty as the old agency. So it seems, right? So we're going to go ahead and roll into this Madonna story. It grossed me out. It was absolutely disgusting what she was displaying on stage. And I don't understand how Madonna is getting away with this, but there has been countless others that their show wasn't as salacious, at least in my opinion, and they was ready to clean them up. They told me Two Live Crew, what's his name, got arrested at one point. I know they wanted to arrest what's Easy's group. What was that? Easy E the rapper.
NWA.
NWA. They wanted to arrest them over some words. Over words. They wanted
to a cop killer.
Yeah. They wanted to arrest them over some words. They wanted to arrest Bobby Brown for yeah, everybody. Thank you. I'm with that in the chat. Calm down in the chat, people. And they wanted to arrest what's the name, for grinding on the stage himself. I think Bobby Brown, that was Bobby Brown in his wild days. He was opening his pants, but anyway, they want to arrest Bobby Brown. And now Madonna is on stage. She got her show. They are doing the most. So let me go ahead and share this screen. I hope I didn't click out. Oh, here it is. So Ricky Martin, they said a new angle with Madonna proves he would have 100% had a boner on the stage. Okay. So Ricky Martin 100% seemed to have, and you know what, at Madonna's show this past weekend, while it may have been unclear at first, the new video leaves nearly no doubt. Check out the video we obtained that captures the erotic moment from the Sunday's concert in Miami, where Rick was on stage with Madonna, Madge they call her, and getting a lot of close contact from her dancers during the Vogue segment of her show, where she had a guest judge them. Okay, so I can't show the video because it's just too much. I don't have time for YouTube to be trying to shut me down, right? But there's the picture of the scene. There they're saying,
I just clutched my pearls. There
they're showing when he stood up that, he lost it pretty much, and he had, his moment. Ricky, remember Ricky and So posted the OG video that showed him on stage, and at first it was unclear if he was feeling Randy or if there was just something funky going on in his pants. It was a bit of an optical illusion, but now with this new point of view, it's clear what was going on. Considering the guy up front was making contact with Rick, not to mention the fact that it was literally fanning himself up there, that almost no doubt Ricky Martin was upside down, inside out. Oh, looked like Chris Rock was there. A whole lot of people was at the concert. One last tidbit about this that makes the whole thing all more hilarious. Alice Rodriguez and Chris Rock were in the crowd that night, and we told they caught Ricky's moment. No word on what they thought of it, but they were definitely paying attention, just like everyone else there that night. So listen, Ricky Martin couldn't contain himself. He had a moment. And like I said, listen, do what you do, but I don't understand how other people did their concerts and was getting arrested, and Ricky Martin, it was a whole mess. What are your thoughts, Leo? Yeah, living La Vida Loca is all is that right?
Living La Vida Loca. I'm not surprised about Madonna, because keep in mind, I'm long in the tooth, so I remember when she was one of the first to do the musical documentaries, and she did Truth or Dare. And she was walking around the streets of London buck naked, okay?
Yeah, I do remember that.
You remember that? That was way back in the day.
It aired on HBO. Yes.
Yeah.
You call me Leo. Go ahead.
I'm talking about donkey years. Donkey years ago, she was walking around. This was the 90s. She was walking around naked in Lumberton. I'm sorry, in London. And people are so used to Madonna's shenanigans. And I love Madonna in the 80s. I love Madonna in the 90s. That was my daggone girl, okay? I loved her music at that time. And I don't think people take her as seriously in the 90s as they did NWA, Uncle Luke, Two Live Crew, all of their shenanigans in the same kind of way. It's always a double standard when it comes to us and them. She was high class whore, and then others was just gutter low, even though they were doing similar types of things. The girls twerking and shaking the booty on the stage, all of that was happening in the 90s, that it was the same type of thing, but it was considered of a different type of echelon of people that went to a Madonna concert, that went to an NWA concert, and they was only speaking words. It wasn't the visual. Whereas with Uncle Luke, it was the visual that they got caught up in. And so it was still the same type of distasteful things. I only clutched my pearls when I seen Ricky Martin, because you could totally see how engaging they were in a not actual, but X act. You could see that he was totally engaged in the act. And they had their clothes on, and nobody was trying to say anything or do anything. I do see a comment about the Like a Prayer video was a scandal, and it was, but she still was not getting arrested, right? It was different places where she could not sing the song, but she was still not ever under the threat of arrest. If you remember, Madonna did the Like a Virgin performance on the MTV Music Awards, and I'm going back donkey years, 100 years ago, and she was rafting and thrusting all over the floor, the same thing that Bobby Brown was doing at that exact same time. But she was the one that was able to get away with it, and he got arrested. So I ask you, in my opinion, you're up next. Do you see the double standard, or do you see it like I see it, is they see Madonna as old news and nobody's paying attention?
I think Madonna has always pushed the box a little too far. I think this was really disrespectful though. This was pretty much corn on the stage, and that was the part that was sickening for me. When I go to a show, I want to see a show, but I don't want to see that kind of show. And I think the fact that you don't know who you're bringing to the show, it could have been kids, teenagers, whatever at that show, and this was very inappropriate. I just don't like it. I don't like none of these antics that's going on. there may be double standards, and well, of course, we're not going to be treated the same way as clear people, but I just think it's disrespectful for anybody to do this on stage.
Okay, thank you, opinion. Felicia, what are your thoughts?
Hey, can you pass on me? I'm gonna wait till Diva comes back because I want her to show that photo. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Sebastian, what are your thoughts?
Listen, I'm about to say something and y'all gonna jump.
Oh Lord, help me, Jesus.
I don't support this person, but I can acknowledge when they're right, and I'm gonna say it. Candace Owens has been talking about Madonna for months, yet she was not getting no coverage. She was saying Madonna is problematic from the beginning. When Madonna did those little facial things and y'all know how like Madonna looks like a little devil now or something? Have y'all not seen it? Like in one of those pictures, she looks like a little demon. In one of the pictures that she's done. She's scary to me. She's a nightmare. She's a walking nightmare to me with the things she's done to her body. It's just like, oh. But this is too much. If I was Ricky Martin, I would have sued. This is too much. Madonna is becoming very satanic.
I'm sorry, Sebastian. What would Ricky Martin sue for?
I was harassed. He was harassed.
His own soldier saluted, and he needs to sue.
You got to go see the video. He wasn't harassed, okay? He was up there dancing with the man. He was gyrating on the chair.
Okay.
I mean, his soldier saluted. That was
no. Just because your soldier salutes don't mean you can't say no. We're not gonna say that, because let's say if a woman and her husband were about to do it, or a woman and a man were about to do it, and she was already wet and everything, and she doesn't want to do it anymore, and he continued. Can we say that?
You can't conflate those same things, Sebastian. That's in the privacy of your own home.
Let's move on.
This is a whole stage.
Madonna's satanic. Candace Owens never lied on Madonna. She said the truth. Madonna's a little too weird for me. I don't know, because even the Madonna I know from just the 2000s to now has always been problematic to me. I don't know about everyone else who've been in the geriatric times. Oh, wait, sorry, the 1900 times.
Sebastian, we're going to let you live. Okay, because I was born in the 1900s, and I do know the real Madonna, but I really do feel like the people are passing over Madonna because Madonna always been a freak. She always been outside. The new people came up with the outside in the 2021s, but Madonna been outside since the 80s. They ain't tried to arrest her then when her skin was young and supple. They ain't get ready to try to arrest her now because they used to it.
Gross.
Right? It is. It's problematic, but I don't see them coming for her. The screen shifter, E, you're up. E, you still with us? No Madonna commentary? All right, your picture is gorgeous, E. Thank you. Jules, your wisdom.
That woman has known to be wild and a tramp. I done said it. She not my cup of tea. But she has known to be wild and a tramp, and given her recent controversies, yeah, I'm all set with wannabe Madge.
She is, and she's also thirsty for the young people attention too. And that's also her downfall. She's in her 60s, and she has always tried to stay relevant to the discuss. I'm not in my 60s, but I'm in my 50s, and she has been grossing me out for probably the last decade or so, because this is the thing, right, y'all? If you got it, flaunt it, right? If you got it, do it. If you have the young legs and skin and the supple breast, and you have those things, flaunt it. But it's a certain thing called being age appropriate, right? And so many of the things that LaDonna does is not age appropriate, even though she has done all this work. It's scary work she's done to herself, her face and her body. It's scary work, but she's still in her 60s. And it's time to do things age appropriate. I don't want to go to a Madonna concert and see fellatio going on at a concert because you trying to outdo the young people. At a certain
and the
time,
comments are pointing it out. Janet Jackson was treated a lot worse.
right. Well, yes, she was, but Janet didn't do it the exact same way as Madonna does hers. And she doesn't even do that anymore. Once again, like I say, it's age appropriate things that will gross people out. We don't want to go to a concert of a 60-year-old that's having these type of things going on, even though that's how she may be in her own, bedroom. Keep that there. We really don't want to see that. And it's not necessarily entertaining. It's actually gross and exploitive to your audience. It's lowbrow towards the audience. When you have a whole catalog of music, 30 years of music that Madonna can put forth and entertain the public, well, she ain't got to put on these types of shenanigans. But if the folks enjoy it, then okay, y'all go ahead on and rock with it. But I'm just saying, it's just really, she could elevate. She don't have to degrade. That's just my point, in it. But everybody can have their opinion. Okay, Tay, you are up.
All I say is, Lord have mercy and Claw have mercy. She's doing too much. I remember Donna back in the early 2000s. Do you ever remember on the reward that she kissed Brittany and Christine too on the reward back in those days? Because I sure remember.
I remember Tate, and it was disgusting then, and that's when I was really grossed out as well. And it wasn't because it was female or anything like that, because I don't really care about that. It's just, it's so, you doing too much till it's disgusting.
And she kissed Drake too,
and he gagged.
Yeah. I just Diva. I always say she doing too much. I say she need retire. She need retire. Cause she doing too much. You got kids, okay? You got kids who look up to you. Okay, and then she need retire. These 60-year-olds need to sit down and retire. Because let the youngest people come forward and do it. That's how it was. Like there. That's all I gotta say about that. I was like, Claw, have mercy, and Jesus, take the wheel. That's all.
And Jesus, fix it, Lord, fix it. All right, Diva. Felicia has a request. Felicia wants you to show the photo where the fellatio was being done.
I can't really show that photo. That's why I kind of skimmed over it. Yeah, because they will ding me. I don't want to. That's why I kind of brushed by it really quickly. Yeah, I can't do it.
The reason why I had asked was because I think some people, I would tell them then to go look at it, because I don't think anyone is not disgusted by it. I think we often speak about what our children may think. Mm-hmm. And I know she's out here adopting other people's children. She got these twins and she got these other kids, and this is what she's doing. And if you, I understand the economy is bad. Okay. She had a show again tonight in Miami and it didn't sell out. So she's doing all that and she's still not selling out. But I was disheartened because, yes, everyone up there is an adult and they make their own decisions. But had that been one of my children, I would have been more than appalled. I probably would have went up there. It would have been a whole different kind of show. Yeah, I would have taken my younger sister and we would have went up there and turned the place out. It would not have gone well. And I think there's boundaries everywhere. And there were no boundaries here. For those of you who didn't see it, I suggest you go see it so you understand where the disgust is coming from, because Madonna engaged in some of that as well, right? So, she talks about how she loves her kids and she's out here filling her home with love, and look at you on a public platform with so much debauchery and demeaning of the spirit, and it was just vile and ugly, and she still didn't sell out the show.
That part right there.
So I gather she's going to have to step it up a little bit more to try to get this show to sell out. So it's disheartening. She's been a problem for way too long. They need to get that trash off these streets. I'm done.
I appreciate you, Felicia, and you're right. You did all of that and you still didn't sell out. It was too much. It was too much. And sometimes, because I would have to ask my girlfriend the name, but when my son, I think he might have been 14. I don't think he was 16 yet. Him and his god sister, they begged us to take them to this concert. We took them. And I was listening, I was having a good time. And then it wasn't as wild as this level with Madonna, but it was a little wild. And I was like, oh, like, kids follow you, this particular artist. Kids follow you. Like, why can't a concert just be a concert? Dance, do your music, have fun. They always got to interject some other stuff. This was a lot. I do encourage y'all. I did connect the article to the description of this video. Click on it if you didn't see it. And there's a whole video where you can actually see the video. And you see when he stands up and it's like, boing, it's too much. Go ahead, Leo. I don't know who's next. Thank you.
Katrina, you are up, dear.
Yeah, Madonna been doing this forever. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, she always had these type of shows. And it's ridiculous. And the thing about it is she's just been getting away with it. She's been getting away with it for so long. And it's like she's not stopping. And she went and had all these surgeries. I guess she thought she was going to look like Cher, but Cher looks good with her surgeries. I don't know who her doctor, I don't know who Madonna went to with all that money she got, and he fixed her up to look like that. I'll be suing the heck out of them doctors because they messed her up. They really messed her up. Because your butt look like she got a diaper on it when the diaper ain't even on. But yeah, she been doing this forever. This is nothing new with Madonna. If you go back to her other concerts and all that type of stuff, when she doing Vogue with the pointed Brazil and all that type of stuff, she come out on stage with the wedding gown on. Yeah, she's been doing this forever. And she been getting away with it. She been getting away with it because she's the other type of person. If it had been somebody like Prince, they'd be ready to put him in handcuffs when he come off the stage. So they need to do her the same way. And like you said, I don't know who going. I guess the older people going to a concert because the young kids really don't know her music. But regardless of the fact, whatever young child is going in there, I mean, her soul should be labeled explicit, so kids wouldn't go in there because that's ridiculous. And Ricky Martin, he ain't no better. He went from Menudo to doing this. It's just ridiculous, and it's a shame. And she need to be banned because she's making us. She just. Oh, these folks make my neck high. I get you not. But that's all I got. But like I said, she been doing this forever. She ain't finna change. Only thing that changed, them folks messed up her face and her body. But everything else, she's still the Madonna. That's all I got, y'all.
Thank you, Katrina. You know what, though? I've been thinking about it. and she needed to take a page from the way that Beyonce do her concert and Taylor Swift. They have a large catalog as well. And what they do is they perform by elevating the music, right? And so because Madonna was never a really good singer anyway, I think that she improvises with these shenanigans, with this salacious stuff that she think is going to bring in tickets. But as Felicia said, the Miami concert didn't even sell out. What she really needs to do is elevate. She really needs to put the music on the forefront with dancers, with background singers like them other people used to do. Them other clear people like the Rolling Stones and all of them, where all their voices is all shot to heck. And they can't really sing like that no more, but they have great background singers. She needs to do some of that. She really needs to elevate the music, because that stuff is turning people off. And she's not going to get no ticket sales until she figures that part out. And the screen has shifted. Wayne, I think you in the building.
Yeah. Well, you know, the people paid for a concert, but they got a porn show. And that's what you call bait and switch. You know, Madonna always has been risque, but I've never known her to really cross the line. I think she crossed the line with this one. Because this was, like you said, I'm sure there were probably some younger kids in the audience. You know, I know she's not really popular now, but her music, you know, clubby and stuff like that. So I can see where maybe some younger people still, you know, listen to it or know of it. But, you know, she definitely crossed the line, you know, with that. You know, it was y'all know, it was a bit much. It was too much for a concert. And maybe the people who went to the concert, you know, say, hey, I was bait and switched. They told me I was coming to a concert and I saw a porn show.
Let me help you out. It
That's
was
it.
ridiculous and pathetic.
It was.
All right. Thank you, Wayne. E, you're up. E, you must be having okay, go ahead, girl.
So, like I said, you know, I'm for the girls. And if Ricky Martin and the boys were all excited and bouncing in an uproar, I'm missing how this is Madonna's fault. Maybe I need to go back and watch the video, but she doesn't have the equipment to get an erection. And from what I understand, men get aroused and they cannot control it. The only difference is it's protruding. And Sebastian alluded to this in his commentary, because when we as women get excited, it's either some precipitation or the tuning in from Tokyo, chest signals. So I don't understand what all the fuss is about. I think that America has always been over-sexualized. It's in the movies, it's in the music, the dancing, it's the OnlyFans, it's the Twitter, the Instagram. So I'm going to be consistent. You know, I've said this before, and I mean it. It's not the celebrity's job to raise other people's kids. And this portion of the show was mimicking, and I don't know what you call it, but it reminds me of something I saw on Pose, where they like run down, like they walk and, you know, get judged, because I believe in the video we saw backstage, he had a sign that said 10, and then there was another woman on stage that had a sign that said chop. And recently, one of my friends from work, she had a birthday gathering at, I think it's called Lips in Atlanta. It's like a drag show. And they come out, they perform. I'm not saying that this was that, but this is what it was liking to in my mind. And things get kind of, some of the things I thought, I mean, things can go the other way. And, you know, I don't know. I'm looking at it from a totally different lens. And I think that, you know, based upon what Leo said, because I didn't grow up on Madonna, I don't know any of her music. I've never seen a music video. But from what you all have been saying, she has been doing this for years. So I must equate this as just This is just who she is. She's sexually suggestive, she's liberated, and she owns that. And we can crown her that. It's her body, it's her choice. And if that makes people feel uncomfortable, then they shouldn't go to the concert. Attendance is voluntary. No one is deducting your bank account and forcing you to purchase the tickets, drive to the stadium, and cheer from the seats. If Madonna is too much, I hear Marvin Sapp and Michelle Williams have a few seats available at the Poetry Cafe they'll be performing at in 2026. So we got to do ourselves some favors and RSVP our tickets. And to Sebastian, before I go, I love you like a fat kid loves cake. I really do. But if anybody is going to be blamed for Ricky Martin standing straight up, it should be him. He is 52 years old and Madonna is 65. These people came to have a good time, and I can understand that. Even if I don't agree with it, I can understand that. So when you mentioned this whole notion of filing a lawsuit, like it's Me Too or Time's Up, to me, that was ludicrous. He should wear briefs next time. Okay. Choo choo.
Choo choo choo. I really appreciate you, E. But I will say this. Yes, everyone is an adult. Everyone came there to have a good time, and people can do what they want to do. But we're not saying that his soldier saluting is Madonna's fault. What we're saying is, because all of that can be true, but it still ain't make her ticket sales go up. And I promise you, she is wanting to get sold out stadiums like Beyonce, like Taylor Swift. That is what her goal is. And none of these things are getting her closer to the goal of selling out stadiums because people are disgusted. So all that being said, people having the freedom to do crazy-ish on stage and participating in that is their right. But it does not add to what the goal is. And the goal is to sell out stadiums. And it just, in my humble opinion, and I am nobody, I am not a music producer, I am not a promoter, I am not under none of those big people that they pay. I'm saying is, for her, in her age group, she needs to elevate the music and not the shenanigans, because it's not working. All right, Mazel Tov, thank you.
Oh, no, wait. Because somebody put in the chat that kids are not allowed to go to these drag shows. And I believe that's true. But I think when it comes to kids going to the Madonna concert, they don't purchase the tickets themselves. Somebody had to get it for them. So if there were any kids there, we need to talk to the parents because the parents approved it. That's all I was going to say.
Oh, great. And you're right. You don't need to let music stars and these people on the social media and these people on the TV raise your kids. But at the same time, though, Madonna is 65 years old with a 30-year-old catalog. So it may be people who will bring their children to in the thought of nostalgia and come into a P show. I'm quite sure the people that did bring their kids did not sign up for that. And Madonna does have a responsibility, regardless of whether or not she assumes it or not. She does have a responsibility because she old. All right. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. You're up.
Hey, well, let me tell you this. I wouldn't go to Madonna concert even if I got front row for free. I never liked Madonna. She always gave me like demonic energy. I don't know why. But I was done with Madonna in 2015 when she aggressively grabbed Drake, the rapper's face, and kissed him on stage. And she's disrespected Lady Gaga. A few weeks ago, Diva did a story about Madonna in a concert where she told a person in a wheelchair to get up, and then when she found out, she was like, "Oh, my bad." Like she felt no remorse. And I heard she goes to her concerts late. Yeah, no, I would never go. I think she has a problem. I think she refuses to accept the fact that she's aging. which is why she does all this crazy stuff. And she needs to take a page out of the Arethas of the world, the Dolly Partons, the Patti LaBelles, and just you're getting older, and that's a blessing. So embrace. You had your youth, and now it's a different stage of your life. So stop with that. It's crazy. And then Ricky Martin is problematic. Let's talk about the nephew. That's all I gotta say.
And don't forget, she said that Luther Vandross had AIDS. Remember?
Oh yeah.
She insinuated, right? I will say this. I think it is problematic. I think it's not being responsible because, it's a blessing when you have a craft and people utilize their funds, because these things are expensive to attend, right? And for most of the people that go to, whether it's a comedy show, a concert, a play on Broadway or whatever, they pull their money together, right? And it's a thing of like, where am I going to use my discretionary cash, right? Somebody said her a few nights are 98% sold. I do not think she's having ticket. Whether she's having issues selling her tickets or not, I mean, I don't even want to have that debate. If she's selling out, fine. If she's not, whatever. But she's rude. Because she did say, "What's the big deal? I'm late." You're late? Like, we spend our money. That's what the big deal is. But not only that, I think, I was offended by the wheelchair incident. I think she is trying to turn back the time of the clock. And I think that I don't care. You can do concerts until you're 90. I wouldn't care, but I think at some point in your life, whether you are in entertainment, whatever field you're in, it's not that it's your responsibility to be looked upon as like that pillar in the community. But it's to me, it's a responsibility to self. I'm not going to be out in the street dropping it low and spreading it wide. I'm not going to be twerking. I just think that, and I get it. This is like what she does at her concert. You can do a modified version of that same situation where it doesn't have to be so crazy. This man literally had his pants down, had a G-string on. He was humping the other guy in front of him. And again, I really don't care. This is not about sexuality. I wouldn't even care if it was a guy and a girl. I thought it was just too much. And the guy had his head literally in Ricky Martin's lap. I think it's just too much. And she has children. I think it's messy. I think she's doing too much. And no matter what she does with the tweaking, with the cutting, with the this, with the whatever, with having these risque shows, you're not going to turn back the clock. And that's a point blank in a period. So, and I feel like when you go to a concert, to me, I'm thinking if I go to anybody's given concert, but I guess y'all saying if you know Madonna, you should know what she's about and what she is. Madonna had a risque part to her, but to go this far in a concert, I think is a new low for Madonna. But that's just my thought process and my opinion on it. I thought it was just too much, and I don't think it's necessary. And you know what? Everybody doesn't necessarily have that voice where they're blowing like a Jennifer Hudson or anything like that, but they have their talent, right? And I think that Madonna has enough talent and enough in her catalog that she doesn't need to do this. I mean, she has some very iconic classic songs. Vogue is definitely one of them. Like a Virgin, Papa Don't Preach. I mean, come on, this girl has stuff she can do. And it's like, if people are buying your tickets, I think they're buying them because they love you. I don't think they need to see all of this. And especially if she got people in her own age bracket buying her tickets, in my opinion, I don't know if this is what they would want to see. But whatever, it's to Madonna. I think she's doing too much, and I think she's trying to keep herself relevant in all the wrong ways. Anybody else before I pull out and do our
I just want to say, Diva, it's like a perfect example is Adele, who has been doing her shows in Vegas, and people be paying like up to $10,000 to go see her. And
Mhm.
she brings in men, women, young, old, and all she does is pretty much just stand there and sing because she has so much talent that it's just that's how great it is, you know.
Mhm.
You're never gonna see Adele doing none of that.
But
I'd like to add here so that folks don't misunderstand. The video we saw, it wasn't Mr. Martin that truly offended me. It was the fact that those two people who I know, because we talked a little earlier, I know they're not getting paid. Two young people who were encouraged to do this as part of their job. Let's be clear, they're employees, they're at work.
Come on, talk.
And this was not on a level of anybody's concert. I don't care what she did in the 80s, what she did in the 90s. This is not that.
Talk.
And at one point, she encourages one of the other dancers to go up under her dress as she's spreading her legs for them.
Come on, talk.
Okay, so this is not that. And this isn't about being free with your body and so forth and so on. And yeah, someone says, well, 98% was sold. It wasn't 100. Hello? There aren't people trying to barter the ticket up. I don't care what the price, because I remember when Mrs. Carter was going on her show, there were people negotiating up. I want it. I got to be there. I got to buy the outfit. I got to do this and I got to do that. No, this is a trash show. It was a performance where young people, I believe, were taken advantage of. Sebastian believes Ricky was taken advantage of. Maybe or maybe not. But it was inappropriate. There should have been some kind of intervention. It should not have been allowed to happen in that place, in that venue, under the title of a concert.
Come on now, you better talk, Felicia. And you know what? You just triggered something in me. She is a thin line of getting sued like what's Lizzo. Come on now, Felicia. You talking tonight. Getting sued like Lizzo because this is work.
Right. We're on the job here. And this is, we may practice a song and we're going to do this, and that. I don't think they practiced that. Okay. I don't think that was part of the script, the narrative prior to it actually happening. Okay. And now I'm remembering there was something happened late last year where she got sick and she picked up something nasty. Well, this is how you pick up something nasty.
You know, and when what's her name was on the stage, darn it, her name is slipping my mind right now. Cardi B. There was a man. It's a lot of this whole show now is focused on a lot of the pulling down of the pants. It's a circus.
So wait, did she pull down their pants, or did they just come out wearing the G-string and their pants were already down?
Go watch the video, okay? Go watch it.
No, the one guy.
No, because we're talking about it right now.
No, the part of the video that I saw with that one guy, his pants was already down, exposing the G-string. The other guy, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
So the only reason I asked that is because I'm trying to, if they did not rehearse it and these people were, I'm operating under the premise that these people were uncomfortable with doing this. And understand they are.
I don't know if they were comfortable. No, I see where you're going, Ian. I didn't mean to cut you off. I don't know. But see, here's the thing. When you are an employer, you got to be careful what you encourage the employees to do, because they go on, flip that thing around and say that, because this is what they do now. Everybody is doing, well, I felt like if I didn't do it, I would have lost my job. And it was Madonna. And you know, if Madonna rejects you in the industry, where do you work? They flip that thing on you. So as an employer, you shouldn't even, that's what Lizzo is suffering right now. They felt like they had to go to this red light district with her. They had to participate because they felt like people was like, do it. And now she's in a world of trouble because she blurred the line between I am employing these people versus these are my friends that I'm going with. If me and you are going out, hanging out at the club you said where the party was, that's one thing. Because I agree when you call me up, we going where? What we going to do? Okay, I agreed to come. But now if you are employing me, and I feel like even if you just invite me after hours, I feel like, you know what, if I don't go, then the next, promotion or whatever, I'm not going to be in the in crowd because now everybody else, all the other employees are going and I'm not going. This is risky business. Madonna, do better. That's all I could say. Do better. So let me roll into the story. And this time I'm not calling it a feel-good story, but it's a story that's connecting with all of our stories tonight. And so this thing is real. I want you to catch the message, and then I'm going to say something really quick after that, and we're going to close out. So let me just find this story. Okay, here it is.
Home in the hills of Marin, north of San Francisco, offers lots of light, water, views, a school right down the hill.
So the house used to end right here.
Owners Paul Austin and Tanisha Tate Austin knew it was worth at least $1.3 million based on a 2019 appraisal. But looking to borrow as the housing market heated up, Paul met a new appraiser and showed her around.
And what was the number value? You open up that piece of paper and what is it?
Oh, $998,000. So
Less than $1 million.
Less than $1 million.
Which means almost $400,000 less than
Yes.
the appraisal you got a year earlier.
Yes.
And so they applied for a new appraisal, but this time
I'm going to guarantee that I'm going to get the appraisal that my house is supposed to get.
And in the United States, what is your best guarantee of getting the best rate possible?
Being white.
Being white.
So they worked to erase themselves from their own home.
All of our art, took that away, pictures of our family, anything that, would resemble that this home belongs to a Black family. Just grabbed it all, put it all in a shed, put it all away.
And they asked a white friend to stand in when the new appraiser arrived.
So this time you open the paper and it says what?
1.482.
Yes. $500,000 difference.
Imagine what that money can do for a family. That's seed money for a business. That's a second home you could rent out. That's college tuition. Now, imagine this whole community misses out on those opportunities. It shows that this is a far larger problem than this one address.
Carla Duffy, a homeowner in Indianapolis, told NBC's Priscilla Thompson about using a similar tactic.
I met with two of my girlfriends. Both are married to white men. And I was like, okay, I need to borrow one of y'all husbands.
Her appraisal came back at double the value. A survey of studies of racial disparities in the U.S. mortgage market found that discrimination inhibits upward social mobility of minorities and exacerbates large racial disparities in wealth because home equity is crucial for building wealth. In fact, this community, known as Marin City, was held back for decades. When Paul's family moved here from the South to work in the shipyards, redlining meant it was the only place in the area where African Americans were allowed to buy a home, while white residents could buy and sell anywhere. Today, Marin City's median income is less than $30,000 a year. Neighboring Mill Valley, a mile away, is nearly 3 times that.
In theory, this home should have been your family's escape from that history.
Yes. Right. Yes. Like we shouldn't had to repeat what my grandparents had to go through, 50 plus years ago. It's frustrating because we're not as far along in America as we think we are.
The original appraiser did not respond to our request for comment. By the time the Austins got the new appraisal, interest rates and terms meant they couldn't borrow the money they wanted. And they're now suing.
Just the process of appraising is a system that creates inequity in our country.
How do we change the system? Will our story be a catalyst to changing, the system that's negatively affecting Black and brown people every day?
Tom, Paul and Tanisha say that their lawsuit is about the money lost as they were waiting for a second appraisal, but they also say it's about reforming a system that puts the dream of intergenerational wealth into the hands of a possibly biased person. Tom?
So true. Jacob Ward with a very important story tonight. Jacob, thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's.
And the home was gorgeous. Okay.
Gorgeous, right? Gorgeous. And it's a shame. It really happens, because a lot of times, even when you're trying to sell your home, the realtor will tell you to kind of, they want to say stage. So that they're not directly telling you to take down all your family pictures, take down your artwork, make it, kind of neutral, so that, no one really knows who owned this home currently, while you're trying to sell it. I'm very sad. I thought it was a great connection, in the sense that Terrence Howard is like, I wasn't paid my due money. How did they get appraisal for one price, and then when they had their friends stand in, they got a $500,000 difference? It's very sad. Listen, guys, take care of yourself in these streets. I watched this, I wish I could find it. I watched this documentary one time where they was talking about reality shows and just talking about life. And they say garbage in, garbage out. So they said pretty much protect what you take in, because eventually it's going to impact what comes out of you. So to much is given, much is required. Madonna has been in this industry for decades. She's in her 60s. I think she should be given something a little bit more than this garbage that I feel is garbage that she's given now at the concert. Do better, Madonna. I know you don't need money that bad. At least I don't think you do. But anyway, guys, hit the like button. If you didn't hit it coming in, please hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate all of y'all for being here for Trending Topics. We'll be back tomorrow night for Trending Topics again. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Do not cheat the diva.